Yes, look at the loop of the mains around there and see if we decide.
Oh,
We have to do something, but I don't think they're gonna have to. I think, and first of all, squash bed doesn't take that much water. No, it doesn't. Right. And neither does. Don't tell me. So easily, we can do, you don't have to go out. As long as Mitchell comes up with the line or Mitchell lines or whatever else. There could have been something, because I know what your problems with the water main, so maybe something was going to. That would affect, yes, could be, yeah.
All right, scheduled, regular scheduled meeting. Call to order, pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good afternoon. Again, thank you for joining us. Those at home, thank you for joining us.
No, last week.
Clerk, we have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Dixon? Here. Commissioner Weeding?
Here.
Commissioner Walsh?
Here.
Commissioner Michael?
Here.
Mayor Lyons?
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, first up on the agenda on the regular scheduled meeting is going to be our public comment. If you have public comment, come up and state your name. You have a time limit of 3 minutes. Again, it's not a question and answer segment. Hopefully we can get back to you and get you an answer. So we'll write down your questions and hopefully we can get you an answer at a later date. So if anybody has anything for public comment on this board meeting.
Hi. Danita Morgan, representing Braidwood Area Healthy Community Coalition. We're located at 465 East Reed. Just a couple things. Firstly, on the table are flyers with details regarding our non-perishable food drive. This is in collaboration with Financial Plus Credit Union in Diamond and our local American Legion Post 39. The non-perishable donations will help us to build meal kits for our community as well as keep our micro pantries stocked throughout the winter. The flyer will provide a list of the non-perishable items needed as well as to drop-off locations and times. However, if these drop-off times are not convenient, please let me know and we can arrange something. The meal kits will be distributed locally. Distribution locations and dates will be announced as they are scheduled. And please contact the coalition office if you're interested in volunteering to organize donations, put together meal kits, if you want to pick up some meal kit recipe cards to get an idea of what's on there, or you want to make a monetary donation. Monetary donations will be used to purchase items that are missing to complete meal kits, as well as food for the micro pantries. Donation receipt for your taxes can be provided. Secondly, with the upcoming holiday, I want to take this opportunity to remind our community about the dangers of impaired driving. Alcohol impaired driving continues to be one of the most significant contributors to traffic deaths across the country. In 2023, more than 12,000 people lost their lives in crashes involving alcohol impaired drivers. That is approximately 30% of all traffic fatalities. Illicit and prescription substances are also being detected more often among drivers involved in crashes. However, interpreting drug-related data can be challenging, as a positive test does not always indicate the driver was impaired at the time of the incident. Illinois also reflects the same trends. In 2022, the state experienced 1,268 motor vehicle fatalities, and that's 27.3% of those deaths were connected to alcohol-related crashes. For small communities like ours, continued strong prevention strategies, focused enforcement efforts, and consistent public education are incredibly important. These local efforts not only help to reduce impaired driving risks, but also help build a safer future for our youth, strengthen our community, and ensure that everyone has the tools and awareness needed to make responsible choices on our roads. Please remember, if you are going to be going on drinking, plan ahead by getting a ride home, designate a driver, and be aware of other impairments such as prescription and over-the-counter meds. Please take a handout from the table before you leave, and that contains more information as well as the national and state statistics, and please remember to be safe.
Thank you. Next up, anybody public comment?
Tony Altieri again. Just a thought. You mentioned the comprehensive plan. Our comprehensive plan did say that one of the biggest shortages we have is senior living in town. Where would the best place be for senior living? You're right behind Casey's, right by the dollar stores, by the restaurants, by everything there. Instead of spending most of the city's money that we spent years saving, maybe we should think about something for the 55 and older. or even something different than that. Has anybody ever thought about what happens to our kids when they graduate from college? They can't come back here and even afford to buy a house. Maybe we do something with them, maybe smaller houses, maybe apartments, maybe something else. Instead of spending millions of dollars that are needlessly spent on a new park, how about we think about the people of Braidwood, especially the seniors? Thank you.
Thank you.
Wayne Cancer, 226 Foster Cove Lane. The morning after the last snowstorm, I had the opportunity to leave here, go to Wilmington, go through state and county roads, into Kankakee County, into Manteno. So between Braidwood, Wilmington, Manteno, and all roads in between, we had the cleanest streets in the area.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. All right, anybody else for public comment? All right, next on the agenda is our minutes, approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the last meeting, for the last scheduled meeting on Tuesday, November 25th?
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Reading?
Abstain.
Commissioner Walsh?
Abstain.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, the next thing on the agenda is going to be reports by city officials. And first of all, I just want to say a couple things. Something that in public comment came up with Wayne when he talked about the streets. As much as a city council, I'd love to take credit for it, and these guys would take credit. It has been the history of Braidwood and the culture that they have done over years. So when I would work midnights, it's nothing against other municipalities, but when I would go to work and I'd work a police officer in another community, they had certain timeframes, they had a way of doing things and how they did their snow removal. And when I'd go to work in the middle of the night or come home at different hours, for certain, Braidwood has always had a culture of taking care of the roads. So it's nothing that this city council or the previous city council or previous city council has done. This is something that we have done over the years, is take care of our roads and that's just something that the guys or the previous councils from a long time ago, they've established that. So we do a great job with the roads. So yeah, we do appreciate the guys, the work and the hours they put in for that. So again, thank you to our city crew, but it is the culture, they just do a fantastic job. So thank you to our city crew. Again, I'll go over some notes real quick. So over the weekend, we had our parade and our tree lighting, and then we have like hot dogs and stuff for the kids afterwards at the fire department. So I'm gonna send a couple thank yous out first. Angie Hutton. Angie Hutton is the coordinator of the tree lighting, and again, she does not live in our community, but she still chooses to donate time for that, and I appreciate Angie for that. Brandon and Jessica Keeman, they've kind of taken over some of the reins and taken some of Angie's responsibilities. They set up the parade entries, they participate in cleanup, and they've donated toward candy for this event. Patterson Funeral Home, they've donated the cookies for this event. The Braidwood Lions Club, they donated hot chocolate. And again, you always got to throw this name out there whenever there's an activity in the city. Braidwood is Josh Bellato. He's our producer of these meetings now and our camera guy. Josh, thanks for everything you do behind the scenes. There's a lot of things you do that people do not know that you do. So we appreciate that, Josh. Thank you. And again, our Braidwood ESDA, I don't know, Chief, you might have the hours, and I've seen the reports, but everything that our ESDA does for the city, I don't know if I can go into this, because everywhere you go, whenever something's happening, they're directing traffic and they're assisting. And as a police department, you may only can afford to run 2 to 3 cars per shift. So whenever you get an accident, a train accident, or a major car accident, if we call ESDA, they're out there helping out, and it's again it benefits the citizens of Braidwood a lot. So again, thank you to everything that our ESDA does, and for the traffic control they provided for the event. Thank you to our Braidwood Fire Department. I guess while they were on duty, they put together the Santa bags, and they'll provide a house where Santa was at. So thank you to our fire department, our police department for obvious reasons. Thank you for what you guys did in your role in the parade and the tree lighting. Geneva Phillips, she donated, I guess, candy toward the event. Thank you, Geneva. The Reed Custer High School Gridiron Club, the adults and some of the football players I saw out there, they were serving food. Constellation, I guess they donated some hot chocolate and some candy canes for this event. Those of you who go on social media, when you see the great photography, Angela Rose, thank you for, she's usually at almost every city event taking photographs. We appreciate Angela and what she does for her contribution to the city of Braidwood. Also, he doesn't like his name mentioned in public, but I don't care. George Weaver. George, thank you for helping us out with the float. It's greatly appreciated. Donna came out and helped. Jay came out and helped with the float. So we appreciate it. If you watched the parade, we were in the float. We had a city float. It was fun. And thank you to the board members that were able to make the float. Appreciate that. And again, I don't want to steal Dale's thunder because we had a brief conversation, Dale, but again, we've talked about this before. You know, thank you to our city crew. You know, thanks for all the things that they've done, you know, the snow plowing and the water main breaks. And we were just on another water main break today. They do a great job. As far as the tree lighting too, we invited our junior comets. A majority of the parents and the players came out. They flipped the switch for the tree lighting ceremony. Again, they were the Super Bowl champs. 6th and 7th base group, very, very talented group of young athletes in our community. We also have some other Christmas-related things going in our town right now. If you go to our webpage, and we're trying to utilize social media more. So if you're on social media, obviously use social media. We have a kids coloring contest. We have Santa's mailbox that was outside. It's out in the lobby. Santa actually dropped off himself. Appreciate that. Thank you, Santa, for doing that. And then we have a Christmas house that we've done for years. I don't know when it was started, but Braidwood has done it for years. A Christmas house lighting contest. There's more information, Sarah. You put that up on our webpage, right?
It's on the webpage, and we had it posted to Facebook as well. We do have a couple entries already, but we always encourage everybody to fill out the form, and so we'll have lots of entries for everybody to vote. And there's first, second, and third prizes.
Okay, thank you. If I could just get my wife to step up her game, maybe we'll enter in the contest. Hint, hint. And again, I know, Chief, I don't know if you're going to talk about the Shop with the Cop, but it was kind of cool that we do have a local kid that plays professional baseball. His mom and dad are affiliated with the school district. Brent Hedrick, plays for the Yankees. He's in the show. He did a surprise visit. He did not even contact his mom and dad because he knew they were going to be here. But he did contact the police department to let you know that he was going to, him and his wife Hannah was going to come down and participate with Shop with the Cop. And that's pretty neat when you actually have a Major League Baseball player actually wear his jersey for this event. I thought that was pretty neat. Did you give him any advice, baseball, help him out at all? So, yeah, that was really neat. All right, that's just it on my thank yous. Again, thank you to all those mentioned. Okay, so now on my report, I'm going to request a motion for ordinance 25-59. Designating the meeting dates. So this is something required that we're required to do, the meeting dates and times and holiday observations for the 2026 corporate authorities and planning commission for the city of Braidwood. So can I have a motion to approve those meeting dates?
I will make that motion.
Second.
I just want to add that on one of them, I'm trying to remember which one. The Plan Commission date, since it falls on a holiday,
Yeah.
and then the very next day, we have a regular meeting, so it got pushed to Wednesday now, so just so you know that the zoning meeting is gonna be on a Wednesday, September 9th of that week, just because the way of everything is falling. So it's the only one, all the other days are just the regular scheduled days, but that's the only one that shifted because of the holiday and other meetings. So, okay?
Thank you.
Commissioner Michael,
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Mayor Lyons,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, next on the agenda is going to be a report from our city management consultant. Steve, got anything else? You're on the clock.
Yeah, thank you. Just, you mentioned Brett, the Yankees pitcher, so I want to tell a quick story. he was sitting right here in front with about 3 kids around him, and they didn't believe him that he pitched for the Yankees. So they were giving him all kinds of, I don't believe you. So Brett actually had to show him pictures on his phone of him pitching for the Yankees, and 2 of the kids still didn't believe him. They said, this is AI, this is not real. So it was a cool conversation between these young children and Brett. Well, what a great kid, right? I mean, just what a super kid. He's not a kid anymore, but just a super person. A couple things, and I'll be very quick here. I participated in the coalition meeting yesterday, the Zoom call, and I was very impressed. I just want to share this with the public, and I'm sure you know this. Very impressed with the passion and the commitment that these individuals who serve on this coalition, that they have to make Braidwood and improve the quality of life of Braidwood citizens. Very passionate individuals, and the principal from the high school I met yesterday, just great individuals. The citizens are very lucky to have these people work for this coalition and do what they do. Just quick, with this very quickly, there's a bunch of stuff on there because we were extremely busy, but just the 120 lead water survey. The survey is now going out. We met today. The survey is going out hopefully the 15th or 16th of next week. And we asked the residents to please fill out the survey. The IEPA is looking for 100% compliance with the survey. So we sent it out to 1,241 residents. They want 1,241 replies. And so we're going to work real hard to make sure these replies are done. Our office staff, our water billing staff is prepared to answer questions when the calls come. Adjudication, and Chief can touch on this a little bit more, but Vince Portlock, our adjudication attorney, is resigning his position as hearing officer, and the chief is working to look at several other potential hearing officers for our adjudication process. We met this afternoon on the 113 interchange landscaping project. Sean is still working on the permit. We are clarifying exactly what we're going to do from a clearing perspective as the intent of the agreement. We don't have to do a lot of things, but one of the things that we are going to look at is just clearing the site, throwing some seed down, and calling that a day. Generators, some good news with respect to price quotes for once. As you know, we received approximately $1.1 million quote from Gaskin Walton. We have received a quote from a second business or second contractor that we believe is about $300,000 plus less than the first quote. Sean is working on evaluating that quote to make sure it meets our standards. Hopefully we then can present this to the council at the December 23rd council meeting. Blood drive, there will be a blood drive here in the council chambers on January 15th from 2 to 6 p.m. Bauer Chevrolet, we have received their drawings for their building. Comments were given by BNF Technical. The ball is now in Bauer's court to address some of the minor issues that were on the drawings. They still intend to break ground on their building. Their site's being cleared and the pads being readied, but they plan on breaking ground on their building sometime, hopefully in late March, early April, weather dependent. And the last item that I'm going to touch on is a boundary line agreement. The boundary line agreement with Coal City is expiring the next year to 18 months. I've had some in-depth discussions with Coal City regarding the boundary line. One of the things that we want to make sure we preserve is the interchange on Reed Road. Is that Reed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, on Reed Road, I like to get Reed and Will screwed up sometimes. On Reed Road, we want to make sure we're preserving that for Braidwood, which I think we're accomplishing. And we also want to include Diamond in this discussion to make sure that we've secured the boundaries to the north and west, our boundary with Diamond, and how the boundary line facilitates with Coal City. So we are making progress on that. Any questions?
Looking through your report, nothing on that, Steve. Just if you want to explain to the council, I know it's in the report, but just what we're trying to do with our entrances in town.
Yes, digital signs, okay.
If you just kind of touch base and explain to the council where we're at with that.
Yes.
I mean, I know more about it. I don't know what the other council, other than your report, I know Liz was She come in a couple different times when we were discussing it, so she's up to speed on it. But just so the council understands what you're trying to do with this.
Right, as you, other towns, Joliet, I think Wilmington may have one, certainly other towns in this vicinity have worked with a digital sign company on their entrance signs. And so I worked with one in my previous life, contacted the individual. Sarah and I drove around town, and we showed them several different locations where maybe a digital entrance sign, a very nice quality entrance sign with the digital displays, where they can be at. We've identified 3 sites. They like the 3 sites, the vendor liked the 3 sites. Sean recently submitted the right-of-way and easement descriptions of these areas to find out who's the permitting entity. This vendor has that, and we're in the process of working with this vendor on constructing 3 very nice digital signs throughout town. I'm not sure, again, the right-of-way and the permitting, but that's all being worked on. So the way this company works is that they will do a basic, nice brick foundation with the landscaping at their cost, build a digital sign, welcome to Braidwood, it's all on their ticket. If we want to upgrade from their norm, then it'll be some of our funds used on that. But typically, their standard is very, very nice. Very similar to the Braidwood Library sign. Not quite that standard, but very, very close to that standard. And that's something that they will pay for in return for allowing these digital signs. They make their money off of their 10-second ads. They do 6 ads every minute. We will be guaranteed at least one 10-second ad for our events. You know, the Summerfest, coloring contests, coalition things. You will get 1 free ad every 60 seconds. But again, the key is to find the permitting entities to make sure that these signs can be allowed, because digital signs, there's a lot of criteria, especially on scenic byways and all this other good stuff that the state has restrictions on, and we're currently working through all that right now. But it's a great program, and it really enhances the aesthetics of Braidwood as you enter in Braidwood.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on anything? I know there's much more there, but I don't want to bore you about it.
Thank you for not doing that too.
You got it.
Yeah, so if you look through some of these stuff that we talk about daily, it's a 4 or 5 page report of things he's working on, and he updates us, every report, every packet.
There's a quiz on this Friday.
Okay. You want to talk about tomorrow night too?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So tomorrow night, we're doing our visioning goal setting session, 6 o'clock here. We're all set for that. We're going to work on our mission and vision statements tomorrow. And then on January 5th, we're going to work on our goals and our values. And we want to create this goal system so that can be translated into our budget request. We had a big discussion today on water, right, and infrastructure. And that we need to develop that goal to make sure that when we do our budget, that goal is then translated into dollars allocated for specific projects based on our CIP infrastructure plan. So it's all part and parcel of creating your budget, but these goals can change, but a lot of the values do not. It's what we value as a community. And that's what the things we'll be going through tomorrow and on January 5th as well. 6 o'clock. And I think Moose is cooking, right? You're cooking tomorrow?
That ain't gonna
We don't want Todd to cook, so Moose,
Right,
it's gotta be you.
Well, yeah, if I'm in charge of cooking. Everybody knows who's cooking that. All right, so that, you're done, you're ready to move on here?
Yes.
All right, city clerk, do you have anything to report?
Nothing to report tonight, Mayor.
All right. Engineer, any reports, updates on any projects right now?
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay. City attorney,
A very fun and exciting, not boring update on some legislation. The state passed some updates to the FOIA and Open Meetings Act laws. Some of them are actually impactful. Some are just informative. One of them is that we are now prohibited from having a public meeting on election days. That will at some point come into play for Braidwood's first meetings of the month. but in 2026 that will not come into play. With FOIA requests, they defined what junk mail is, and they are explicitly stating that those are not public records, so you don't have to provide those if somebody requests a FOIA request. There's a lot of issues with bots and AI FOIA requests that are coming from sort of anonymous accounts. They've accounted for that by requiring two things. One, that we can require someone to verify that they're a person, either by orally requiring it or at least in the body of an email, or if it comes from these, xyz@gmail.com, they may not respond, but it's still, as of now, we would have to compile the records and provide it to them. It also requires that FOIA submissions be within the body of the submission, so with an email, it has to be within the actual text of the email. It cannot be an attachment. A lot of issues with, spam and phishing scams and viruses in attachments are leading the legislature trying to protect public bodies from those types of issues. And they've also added for remote access, for remote participation in a public meeting can apply to someone who's actively serving in military service as well. So those are the main ones, some actual practical changes to our laws, in my opinion. That's all for now, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to the next section. It's called Report by City Commissioners. Council Finance, Commissioner Dixon is up first.
Okay, this is gonna be short. I need a motion to approve payment of the bills in the amount of $328,204.98.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes,
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
okay, now, I'll make the motion to approve payroll in the amount of $94,924.08.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes,
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I will make a motion that the annual plant operators get their stipend for $6,750.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes,
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
okay, so we have Sarah McKenna from Whitley Audit Company, and we have completed the 23-24 audit. And she's gonna give you an overview of what the audit showed.
All right, thank you for having me. So my name is Sarah McKenna. I'm a senior manager at Whitley, and I have oversaw the audit services the last few years for the city here. I did prepare some slides that will kind of just very high level go through. That's a 70-page audit report. I don't think we want to go line by line here, but all right, we'll go ahead and move on. Yep. So I just want to start off, so for fiscal year 24 is the audit that I'm talking about tonight. So it's a little outdated. You guys are currently in fiscal year 26. So fiscal year 24, it's got to think back a little bit to remember some of this stuff. But in that year, the city did spend over $500,000 of state and federal grant money. And so what that triggered was what we call a yellow book audit. And under a yellow book audit, we have to follow these government auditing standards. So there's some additional testing we have to do. There's an additional audit report we have to do. And so just wanted to kind of explain that a little bit. And that is why that got triggered, is because of the amount of grant money that was spent that year. So starting with the independent auditor's report on the financial statements, we did issue a qualified opinion. on those, and that is not new. That is something that had been issued before, and that is because the city has not implemented an accounting standard on other post-employment benefit plans. And so essentially what happens is there are some retirees and their family members that are on the city's health insurance plan. And because of that, you guys should have an actuarial study performed in order to meet the accounting standard on that. However, the city did opt not to do that, which is fine, but it does qualify the opinion. And I will also mention that could change. So like in fiscal year 25, as people fall off that plan, and then less, I think in 24 there was 8 individuals between there was like 2 employees and then their family members. But some of those included children, so they will age out. I think also as the employees become Medicare age, they will age out. So as people fall off the plan, it might get down to an immaterial amount, and then we wouldn't have to qualify the opinion anymore. So I do see that. I was looking at that memo that we had, and it does look like there are going to be a few people aging out for fiscal year 25, so potentially that qualification might go away in the future years. Or the city could opt to have an actuarial study performed. So it's just some options. The other report we have is what we call our government auditing standard, our GAS report. And essentially this would tell us if, in this, we don't really give an opinion, but it's more like if there was any internal control findings or any non-federal compliance findings, we would mention them in this report here. But I'm happy to report that we did not have any findings on internal control or compliance. Or I'm sorry, on internal control over finance reporting and compliance. So that is good news. All right, we'll go to the next slide. Okay, so here I just have some summarized financial information. This is on the government-wide financial statements where we take all of your funds and we condense it into basically 2 columns. There's one column for your governmental activities and one column for your business type activities, which would be your water and sewer fund. So I just kind of took that information and put it together and compared it to fiscal year 23 and just gonna kind of go over some of that information here. So on the statement of net position there on the left, I would focus on the total net position of $38.1 million at the end of the year. It's kind of the second to the last line there. So that is essentially your equity that the city has on an overall level. And so these, I should also mention, let me back up a little bit. These government-wide statements do include things like capital assets, net pension liabilities, and then there's some related deferred inflows and outflows for those, and long-term debt. So it's not what you would see on your day-to-day. There are some adjustments that had to be made for financial reporting purposes. Okay, so I would just kind of focus, that's kind of your equity, your 38.1 million for net position. On the right side, your statement of activities. This is your condensed version of like your income statement. And the city did have an ending of like 1.8 million in net income for the year. So that is a positive change there. I also, go ahead and go to the next slide. I think I have, yeah, so just a little more detail on those financial statements here. And then at the bottom here, I did mention some governmental fund financial information as well. So the total governmental fund balance, so this is now more of your day-to-day reporting. Your total governmental fund balance was 10.4 million, with 3 million of that being unassigned. And so if it's an unassigned fund balance, that means it could be used at the board's discretion or used for just general operations, where other monies could be restricted by like property tax levy or state statutes, things like that. And the net change in the fund balance was 1.3 million for the year, so I feel like that was important to kind of point out. And then, so I did note on the pages of the big report, pages 17 and 19, that discuss those differences between the government-wide statements and your fund financial statements. And so just kind of list out some of those items there. All right, go ahead to the next.
So, wait a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can you go over the top part of that?
Sure. Just in a little more detail with the government-wide statements, yeah. So there was, I just mentioned the net position verbally, but I also have some notes here on just that the assets increased 1.4 million, cash specifically increased 1.8 million, and then capital assets net of depreciation decreased 703,000. And so like the net of those contributed to a variance that you would see on the previous slide. And then liabilities decreased 1.2 million. And that was mostly related to the pay down of the EPA loan, which decreased 620,000. And then there were some advances from the grantors that decreased 527,000. And that is related to the ARPA funds. So as you guys spent down the ARPA funds, we were able to recognize that as revenue. And previously it had been considered a deferred revenue until you spent it for its intended purposes. And then it became recognized as revenue there. So that deferred revenue portion is what we're calling the advances from grantors. And then on the statement of activity side, I had mentioned the net income was 1.8 million. But the revenues did increase 1.3 million, like I mentioned, partly because of that ARPA money. And then also the water and sewer fees had increased. So that resulted in a $313,000 increase. And then property tax revenues increased 180,000 for the year. Expenses decreased in fiscal year 24 by 1.2 million. And that was mostly due to, in fiscal year 23, there was an expense for 1.8 million related to that redevelopment payment for the purchase of land. I think that was that Bauer and Duraggio, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, that land purchase there. And then also police pension expense increased $500,000. And that is something that is provided by an actuarial study on that pension plan. Is there anything else, Liz, that you want me to cover with that? Okay. All right, I'll go to the next slide. Thank you so much for doing that. I just wanted to mention some other reporting requirements that we have related to the audit. So we, in conjunction with the audit report, we also issue what we call a required communications letter. And in this letter, we would also report any audit findings or if we had any management letter comments. And management letter comments, we don't really consider audit findings, are just more like business advice, kind of suggestions. We do mention the uncollateralized bank deposits, and that is also included in the footnotes to the report. There is a state statute that I think requires public entities to be fully collateralized at banks. And what that means is in the event of a bank failure, you had some money at risk. I don't believe it was a lot, which is why it's just a management letter comment, but we are required to disclose that. Yep. And it looks at just a point in time. So sometimes we'll see sometimes large property tax payments can come in right before the year end and the bank doesn't have enough time to cover it and things like that. So there are some times when there's reasons for it, but regardless, we have to report on it. And then the other comment we had was just a formal journal entry review process. As part of the audit, that's one of the key controls that we look at is if there's any manual journal entries being posted and if those are approved. And I think there is an approval process, but it was very informal, nothing in writing. We couldn't really see anything. We basically had to cooperate with people involved in that process. And so we just would recommend that there would be a formal journal entry process, maybe a form that's filled out and people sign it, just kind of for an audit trail. Along with the audit, we issue a separate TIF 3 annual financial compliance report. And so the TIF fund is also included in the big audit report, but we also issue a separate one that is to be submitted to the state comptroller's office. And I'm happy to report we had a clean, unmodified opinion there, no compliance issues. So we do special testing on your TIF expenses and make sure that they're in compliance with the state statutes. And then along with the audit, we also do what's called an Illinois Comptroller's annual financial report. And so we got that submitted just in November 13th of this year for the fiscal year 24 audit. So that is completed. And then sometimes we have to do what we call it a cipher, just for short. And this is required by the state of Illinois as well. talking with Liz, we don't think one is required for fiscal year '24, but we did have to go back and do one for fiscal year '21 this year. And so we got that completed, and that was a clean opinion on that document as well. So, and I believe that is the end of my presentation. Is there any other questions?
Yeah, on the TIF,
Yeah.
we had, I don't know, we had some conflicting information on a previous TIF lawyer and a new TIF lawyer about the purchase of vehicles in our TIF district. We purchased vehicles over the past few years at our Public Works Department. And I'm hearing from the new TIF lawyer that you cannot use a portion of the TIF monies to pay for vehicles. And I'm seeing here that there were that we were in full compliance.
No compliance issues. We would have to defer to the attorneys for that. We cannot give any legal advice, but, and that the fact that they're conflicting, we would have went with the attorney's advice at the time that we did that testing. So I'm not sure when the change was made, but.
It was earlier this year, so, yeah. The previous, like I say, the previous lawyer
Yeah.
advised that it was okay, a certain portion of the TIF.
I do recall that, and I don't have the TIFs, we only select a sample, so I don't know for sure if that was one of the items that we picked for our testing. We do just pick a sample of expenses when we test for compliance. So I can't really say definitively if that was one that we picked, but we would have asked questions about it if that was the case. And there are a lot of, I will say there are a lot of statutes that are subject to interpretation. So,
Okay.
good question, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anything else?
I'm good.
All right. All right, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Oh, I got two more.
Yeah, you're still up, Liz.
Okay, Sean, you're gonna have to help me with this, because I swore I'd never have to look at another MFT resolution.
Are you gonna do the motion to approve the audit as
Oh, I'm
presented?
sorry.
It's okay.
I would like to make a motion to approve the audit as presented.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now, need to make a motion to approve resolution 2526 to appropriate the sum of $8,000 of motor fuel tax funds for January 1st, 2019 till December 31st, 2019.
Certainly. And just so everyone's aware, when we were going back, looking at closing all these projects out, and talking to the accountant, there were some expenses that were actually, he identified there were some additional dollars that had been spent that weren't covered by the amount that had previously been appropriated. So all this resolution does is appropriates an additional $8,000 to cover those expenses so that you don't have to pay them back. Basically, they're eligible MFT, but we have to appropriate that from IDOT. So that's what this resolution is for. The same thing for the next resolution as well.
All right.
I'll make that motion.
You're gonna second it?
Second it.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now, I would like to make a motion to approve resolution 2527 to appropriate the sum of $5,500 of motor fuel tax funds for January 1st, 2020 to 4/30/21.
Second it.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I'm done.
All right, Liz is done. She's got laryngitis. Not a bad thing for us. Oh, Liz Russo. Okay, streets and public improvement.
Yes. I just want to reiterate what you said, Mayor, and one of the public comments about our street department. We had a snowstorm about 10 days ago. Again, they did a great job. And yes, this has been going on for a long time. These guys are good. Just another, I drive around a lot of the areas, Custer Park, Coal City, Wilmington, and our streets are by far the best. I'm not kidding. I mean, there's places in Wilmington where I felt like I was gonna fall into a cavern there. It's really bad, or it was bad. But, it's been going on for a long time, and I appreciate George and all the other guys at the street department. Another check in the positive, along with our schools and Braidwood Rec Club, we have the best club in the area and in the school, so just another positive, in my opinion, number one for Braidwood. And like you said, we did have another water leak, and one of the reasons they do so well on those is that I call it a Vector truck, the guys call it a stock truck, but not everybody has one of those, and we've got it, and it's wonderful. Makes the job much easier, much cleaner. So that was at work today down on South Division Street. So that is all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Public buildings and property.
We've been talking about this for years as well, some improvements, some repairs down at the plant. I'd like a motion to approve ordinance 2560, waiving competitive bidding and approval of proposal from Door Masters for the salt barn rolling steel door.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I'd like to make the motion to approve ordinance 2561, waiving competitive bidding and approving 4 proposals from Adler Roofing Sheet Metal regarding roof repairs and related repairs.
I'll second.
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Can I ask a question real quick? So we're gonna move forward and repairing all the,
I think it's 3, now that I'm thinking, I was just.
Yeah,
It's 3 flat roofs.
okay.
I think I
Yeah,
just forgot to
it's a
change it.
typo.
You're right.
3 flat roofs, the salt dome is being pushed, bid it, rebid it in
Yeah.
the spring.
Okay.
I was starting to think about that the whole time.
So,
Yeah, the 3 flat roofs are doable in cold weather. The shingled roofs, we just it's better just to wait for the warm weather so the shingles can set. I know we talked a lot about the city crew. These guys are awesome.
well, I'm sorry, yes. I'm sorry, Paul. We didn't finish the roll call, did we?
No, you still have to vote.
Yeah, yes.
Motion carries.
All right. So my hats off to George, Rob, the whole crew, the street crew, the water crew. George himself plowed for about 18 hours, 34 locates with his help of some other guys there at the plant. 2 water leaks that took a day to take care of, helping with the streets, getting the snow off the sidewalks. 4 water shutoffs for non-payment, 4 final reads. Parade help, they were helping everybody get ready for the parade, and 2 meter repairs. George, thanks for all you guys do, the whole crew. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there anybody here for planning and zoning?
No.
No.
There is a meeting next Thursday, December 18th at 7 PM. We'll be going over the PUD ordinance and the data center zoning district in the B3 zoning category.
Okay. All right, anybody need anything up for old business?
Never got me.
I forgot Moose.
No.
How did I forget about you?
You're right.
The big guy next to me.
I got a few things, Mayor. I got a press release from November 25th to December 8th. We had total service calls of 221. Case reports were 25. Total subject arrests were 8. The arrest charges were 13. Total number of traffic stops were 66. We had 18 citations. We had 29 written warnings, 1 truck violation, and a total of 14 P tickets. And on the code enforcement side, abandoned and improper vehicles removed from private property, we had a total of 3. By compliance, we had 3, and by tow, we had 0.
Good job.
And we have additional police department activity between November 25th and December 8th. We talked about this earlier a little bit. It was brought up. Our officers and civilian staff participated in a Shop with a Cop December 4th. This event was a wonderful opportunity for our PD to connect with some great young members of our community. Thanks to you, Josh, Nikki, and the Hedrick family for bringing this annual event again this Christmas season. And to the officers who gave up the evening off to spend time with our guest shoppers, thank you. 2 members of our PD received certifications last week as BOLO RAP instructors. We now have in-house experts to use the valuable less lethal compliance device. Our investment in less lethal device and de-escalation training greatly reduces unnecessary civil liabilities for the city as a result of less officers' injuries and arrestee injuries. And our police and fire board are in the process of hiring a new officer. That should be on our next agenda for our December 23rd meeting. Chief Allen, you got anything else to say?
Regarding that hire?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tendered an offer to Ashton Hardy, a local Coal City kid, young kid. I'm really impressed with him so far. He went through the entire process. It's a rigorous process being hired by any police department. There are state statutes in place that regulate the hiring process. We follow the books. So excited to bring him on board and hoping the board will swear him in 2 weeks from tonight at the next city council meeting.
Okay.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, now planning is going. Nobody's here. Old business, anything old business that we want to talk about?
Yes. I just want to thank everyone. I've missed a few meetings. We've had a tough time with our family, but everybody up here, I just want to thank you for your support. And just about everybody in this room. We also, per my wife's obituary, we gave $1,400 in donations to everybody to the beautification committee through the coalition. So, everybody that's all.
Thank you, thank you. New business, is anything anyone want to discuss about new business this time? Okay, executive session, does anybody have anything for executive session at this point? No. All right, the good news is, the next meeting will be on Tuesday, December 23rd, right before the holidays. The next committee of the whole meeting will be January 13th, 2025. We have our goals meeting. 26. Hey, I'm just reading a piece of paper. So, not calling out any names, Sarah.
Wait, no, that's the first.
It's January.
January,
That's the committee of the whole meeting.
right, January 13th, 2020.
Oh, 2026, sorry.
Everybody does.
Sarah, we're just having fun with you.
My apologies. Not ready for
She's allowed to make a
2026
mistake.
yet.
We put a lot, we give her a lot of work. She does a great job. So we love making fun of her. She does a great job. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Weeding?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon?
Yes.
Good job.
Commissioner Michael?
Yes.
Mayor Lyons?
Yes.
We have adjourned.
All right. Go Bears. Go Cubs.